If you're considering a quick and budget-friendly makeover for your home, you're gonna wanna stick around for today's video. I am diving into the world of peel and stick products, and I'm gonna rate them for you from my worst pick to my best pick. Let's get started. Coming in at the bottom of my list are these absolutely terrible dollar store tiles. These are from Dollarama, and I miraculously have a sheet left that I did not toss in the trash. These are so terrible. I thought I was gonna be saving money and being clever by purchasing these. They were, I think, $2.50 Canadian per sheet from Dollarama. I redid the entire backsplash of my studio here a few years ago, and these started yellowing and peeling off my wall within the first year. I did do an install video of this. I will link it in the description box below, but then I later added a disclaimer that I would not recommend these tiles, but you can use that same installation method for some actual good peel and stick tiles that I will tell you about later on in this video. Not only did these start peeling off the wall, but when I removed them from this wall, it chipped my drywall. So I had to quickly prime over my drywall so that I could continue filming videos. Plus, look at how yellow these got. This has been sitting in the package for a few years in my cupboard, and it looks almost neon yellow. This is supposed to be white. So a big no to dollar store tiles. I do love purchasing quite a few things from the dollar store to save money, but peel and stick products is a no from me. Do not do it. Next up, we have this wood look contact paper that I used in my pantry. What I did was I converted a useless small closet in our home into a pantry. I put this peel and stick faux wood looking contact paper on the back wall. It's held up okay, but installing this, I could tell that this contact paper was such poor quality. It is so thin. Plus the pattern on this looks super fake. It does not look like real wood at all. So I think this one is fine for a temporary fix. However, I would not use this contact paper on any sort of feature wall or anything that is out of a closet. It's from Amazon, so it's nice and inexpensive. I'll leave a link to this and all the products I mentioned in today's video in that description box below. Now let's talk about this peel and stick wallpaper, also from Amazon. I used this one in our bunk room in our little lake house renovation in 2021. And I like this wallpaper. It's peel and stick. I found it very easy to install, and it's actually held up really well over the last 3 years. The downside, there is a limited selection of patterns in this brand of wallpaper. This is the Roommates brand. I find that the selections are a little bit dated. I feel like they're not really keeping up with the trends in wallpaper right now. So it really depends on what kind of patterns and styles that you like. But overall, for longevity and ease of installation, this one is a pretty good one. And this wallpaper still looks good to this day in our bunk room, and it really adds that style that I was looking for this space. Sort of a modern coastal look with this geometric blue and white print. Next up, we have this DC Fix marble contact paper, and I have a little extra piece right here. I've used this a lot. I used it on this surface right here in my studio, the top of the island. I used it in both of my travel trailer renovations to wrap the old countertops. I like this product quite a lot. I find it easy to install. I do have a whole installation video for this DC Fix. I'll link to that in the description box below, as well as to the product itself. And it is a really easy and quick and inexpensive fix if you want a marble look countertop. The quality is also really impressive. It is thick, it is durable. This countertop has lasted for quite a few years now, and I have hot glued on this. I've nailed things on this. I have painted on this. It needs to be changed up pretty soon, but it's really easy to take off and replace. The downside to this DC Fix is I do feel like it has too much of a gloss, so it does look fake. If it was a little bit more matte, I feel like it would look more like a real higher end marble, but the high sheen on it I find is a bit of a turnoff and something that I don't like about this product. Also in the middle of the pack are these peel and stick tiles, also from Amazon. I really love the geometric pattern of these, sort of that penny tile look, and I used these in our most recent RV renovation, and they've held up pretty well. There's a little bit of peeling in my coffee station area where I didn't prime as well as I should. However, the rest of the RV looks great, and it does experience extreme temperature fluctuations up here in Alberta, Canada. These look amazing once they're up, and they hold up relatively well. However, I did find them difficult to install install. I think just the small pattern makes them hard to match up. Instructions for me were a little bit unclear on the package, so I found that a little bit frustrating, but once I figured everything out and kind of got into a rhythm, the install went okay in the end, and I would recommend these tiles. They're also cheaper than my top pick for peel and stick tiles, so if you are on a budget, these might be the ones that you want to get. So before I move on, let's talk about proper installation for any peel and stick product. I mentioned that I did not prime my RV properly before installing these tiles in the coffee station. And if you're working with any sort of room that is going to experience moisture or lots of temperature fluctuations like an RV, I certainly recommend using a bonding primer, it's called. You can just find one by Behr at Home Depot, and make sure to apply that to your walls first if you have walls in those conditions, so moisture and extreme temperature variation. You want to let that primer cure completely, so give it a few days and then install the peel and stick tile. I found that really helps in my RV installation. If you're applying any of these products on regular walls, you just want to make sure that your walls are nice and clean and free of any dust, dirt, and grease. So use a degreasing cleaner. I like Crud Cutter, that one works really well. Make sure to clean your walls really well, let them dry, and then go ahead and follow the directions on the package of your peel and stick product to apply the product to your wall. Another tip that I have found very useful, and I've made the mistake of not doing this, is to purchase at least 10% more product than you think you'll need. So you're going to measure the dimensions of the wall that you want to apply this to, add at least 10% for any cutting or mistakes, and then purchase the product. You might have some leftovers, but I do have a whole video on DIYs with scraps, and I shared quite a few DIYs with leftover wallpaper, so you'll want to check that out in the description box below. So now we're at my top 2 favorite peel and stick products of all time. Number 2 is this Rifle Paper Co. wallpaper, and it comes in a variety of patterns. This one here is my favorite. I use this in our tiny lake house renovation. What I love about this peel and stick wallpaper is it's thick, it is durable. I find it really easy to apply as long as you follow the instructions, and it comes in the most gorgeous patterns, especially if you love country style and cottage style decor like I do. Now this is more of an investment, but I think it's absolutely worth it if you want to make a statement in your space. Not only did I use this in our tiny lake house living room, but I also used it in my brother's small bathroom renovation. My sister-in-law loves cottagecore style, vintage style, and the Rifle Paper Co. peel and stick I used in there made such an impact, and I absolutely love it. It cost a couple $100 for the paper, but we only used it on the top half of the wall. So that's one way to save money when you're investing in a higher end peel and stick. Just add it to either a feature wall or maybe the top of a wall with some trim or wainscoting underneath. And finally, what I think is the crown jewel of all peel and stick products, that is Smart Tiles. This is, I think, probably one of the first peel and stick products I ever used, honestly, in my renovations. I used this in our very first camper renovation back in 2016. These tiles, to me, look quite realistic. I think they're the closest look you're gonna get to real tiles. Install is a dream for these, and these last. I had them in our first camper from 2016 to 2020 until we sold it. Held up absolutely perfectly with all the temperature fluctuations, moisture, etc. I also installed these in my brother's condo a few years ago, and to this day they're holding up great as well. Just make sure again to prep your walls properly like I mentioned, and follow all the instructions to install them that are included in the package. Those manufacturers know their products best, so just make sure to follow along and you will be totally fine. So if you want the look of real tile without spending the money for real tile and installing real tile, Smart Tiles are my #1 pick for peel and stick product. Real tiles are great, but believe me, they're a pain to install. Let me just tell you that. My husband and I have definitely had some heated discussions over tile installation, as much as I love the look. So if you're a DIYer that just wants to do something quicker and easier, Smart Tiles is my #1 pick. So there you have it, whether you're tackling an RV renovation or a kitchen renovation, or you just want to cover up something that you have right now until you can purchase something higher end later. Those are my worst and best picks for peel and stick products. If you've tried any of these, let me know what you think of them down in the description box below. I'd also love to know your thoughts and experiences with peel and stick products. Now, if you want to learn how I covered my countertop here with this DC Fix Marble Look contact paper, I have a whole video for you exactly how to do it from start to finish. I'll link it right up here for you to watch next.